Okay.
So, I'm here in Almedalen with Maíra Martinez, Policy Coordinator for ActionAid Brazil. You just attended a seminar on young leadership for global development and the initiative Safe Cities, which is an initiative where women and girls can map out unsafe areas in the cities. Maíra, could you tell us a little bit about how the Safe Cities campaign have been used in Brazil since it launched in 2011?
Yes, sure. Actually, in 2011, we started a pilot program. So we are mobilizing women and young women to understand what kind of risks, what kind of problems they were facing, and that affect that, freedom to walk to the streets, and how they are feeling afraid of being in the streets, what kind of problems regarding public policies, transport, things like that. And then we launched our campaign last year.
So what results have you seen from the campaign now, since then?
Yeah. So, as I was saying, we started this process of empowering women and doing diagnostics with them about the problems, and also building proposals and demands of poor women from poor communities, what they want, how they think they could change the cities to fulfill women's rights. So last year we launched the campaign, and we delivered for public authorities and local authorities a political charter with the demands of the women, what they consider would be important to improve their lives. And since then we have done local mobilizations, flashlight marches, where women can map the problems in the community at night in narrow streets. And there was a really meaningful activity of local mobilization that we have had some commitments from local authorities to really improve, like the public lighting, for example. And also we have been doing other things in terms of national and international coalitions. We have articulated with national organizations in Brazil that works with right to the city, and also with women's rights, to together influence the political debate about cities and urban violence and violence against women, how to build this narrative.
The Safe Cities initiative focuses on girls and women, but boys and men also play an important role in women's security situation and sexual-based violence. Do boys and men have a role in the campaign and the program?
The program started and is focused to empower women. Our approach in ActionAid is to work with poverty and to understand the balance and the power inequalities. So that's why we started with these focus groups, like let's to empower and strengthen them, make them strengthen to really claim for their rights. That doesn't mean that men and young boys, they cannot be part of that. And so we have activities of raise awareness, social media engagement. We have done a lot of things on Facebook, Twitter, and things like that that can be for a broader audience.
During the seminar, you also spoke of the importance of gender-responsive public services. Could you explain why this is so important and how it can affect the urban environment for women?
Usually, urban planning and urban development do not consider the gender issue. When we are talking about gender-responsive public service, it's really to think about how to improve, make adjustments, or even to innovate in terms of public service to fulfill women's rights. For example, do not put that that advertising behind the buses that covers everything and you cannot see what is behind. this is the kind of thing that should be, avoid, because a lot of sexual harassment happens inside buses. So how make buses more safe for women? So this is one example. There are many others, like really improve and guarantee public lighting everywhere. All the poor communities to have access to public lighting in the way that women can walk. Women and men do not walk the same way in dark streets, we know that. So this is just a couple of examples, and that's our proposal, to discuss with local authorities and sensibilize them, engage them, should think about it, how to innovate and to improve, and how to listen and have the serious participation of women that is in a more vulnerable situation.
So what is the next step for the Safe Cities campaign in Brazil?
In Brazil, our next step at local level, we are going to continue to empower women and doing capacity building on public budget monitoring to enable them to really monitor what kind of investments are coming to the communities, the localities and cities. As well, we are going to increase and give more support to our young activism and digital activism strategy. That's something that we aim to do for the next steps, to invest more time and mobilize and capacity building. And also at national level, we will continue this network with other social movements and women's rights organizations for the right to the city, and also to advocate for better public policies and to improve public policies in Brazil. And finally, in the international level, we are going to continue monitoring and influencing the next two big events at international level: the approval of the SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, and also in the third UN Habitat Conference that will set out a new urban agenda. So that's our priorities for now.
Good luck, and thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.